Hello everybody, happy June. Hope everybody is doing well as we approach the end of the year. Now, for the past couple of weeks, we've been moving west, talking about Manifest Destiny, talking about all the new territories that were being either purchased or gained, and putting together the jigsaw puzzle of the United States. But there was also a lot of important things going on back east. The states along the Atlantic coastline, they were growing and developing, and the northern states and the southern states were developing very, very differently. If you remember way back to the beginning of the year, we talked about some of the differences between the northern and the southern colonies. We said the geography in the north, you had the 4 seasons, the cold winters, the warmer summers. We said a lot of people were either fishermen, you had people who were shipbuilders, you also had some farmers who grew food. All right, corn was obviously very, very popular. Then you move to the south, where we have the more mild winters, the long, hot, humid summers. Okay, we have more swamps and marshes, more crops like tobacco, indigo, all right, eventually cotton, all right, that were grown on these farms. Now, as time went on in the north, the cities grew larger and people started to build factories. And you even had a little bit of the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, where machines were doing the work of people. They were able to make products cheaper and faster. All right, you had people who could now be doing other jobs because of the Industrial Revolution, and the economy was growing. They were making things, they were producing things in the north, and the cities were growing. Now, in the south, as time went on, all right, they stuck with agriculture and huge plantations, all right, which came with its slaves. White Southerners made a living off the land. As I just said before, cotton became popular, which in turn then made slavery even more important to the South. And there are many more differences between the North and South, but that's just a quick overview. Now, up until this point where we were in last unit of Manifest Destiny, the North and the South, the number of states and the number of representatives they had was about the same. So then either the North or the South could make a whole lot of laws that would just favor them. But the problem now comes with all of this new land that we just got. Okay, now that land, that's going to become states, and they're going to have representatives. And that's what made both the North and the South very, very nervous. The South started to be afraid that if a lot of these new states were connected with the North, that they would get a whole lot more representatives and be able to pass laws that just favored things like big business, factories. They also worried that the North would have enough votes to get rid of slavery, which was definitely important to the economy of the South. And on the other hand, the North was nervous that if a lot of these new states favored the South, that they'd have more representatives and they'd pass laws that would favor them and maybe hurt industry, hurt the big business, maybe expand slavery, which was something that not a lot of people in the North wanted to do. So these new territories were extremely important to the development of the nation because the North and the South each had an interest in them. So that's where we currently stand. And quite frankly, everything that we learned this year was building up to this point. Even before the United States was the United States, there were seeds, tiny seeds of a civil war starting. So that's a little overview of the development of the North and the South. What we want you to do today is to take a look at some of the specific events that led right up to the Civil War. So that's what you're going to be doing, taking a look at some of these events and making a Kahoot or making a Quizlet on them. And it'll be very important for what you're going to do next year. Because remember, this is a 2-year course. Where we leave off now is where you pick up next year. So we want to make sure you have this background. So you start high school off right Soon you will be freshmen. Pretty crazy. So take a look at the work in the classwork. Do your best. Hope everyone's doing well. And we'll see you. Bye.